Welcome to our work on the mat. I'm going to be sharing with you my new favorite way to train the core. I've been doing this in my own practice and also with my students, and I've had really positive feedback and also seen results in my own body. It's a zero crunch abs routine, so bonus there. You won't need any props, and if you are feeling strong, you've done this with me for a while, add a progression by adding a little bit of weight. So grabbing either weights for your wrists or your ankles, or you can just simply hold a 1 to 2 pound weight in your hand. I know, they're eating downstairs. We don't want to miss eating downstairs, would we? Grab your things, meet me lying on your mat, and I hope you feel this as much as I do. Yes? So welcome to the floor. We're going to be hanging out here the whole time. Feet are on the ground, hip distance apart, and in order to set our core, I want you to use your hands, which usually helps us feel what's happening in our bodies, and then we could better achieve our muscular contraction. So I want you to put your thumbs right at the base or bottom of your ribs and your peace fingers right on the inside of your hip bones. So if I feel those two little bony protrusions on my hips here, I'm going to take my fingers just to the inside and then my thumbs right at the base of my ribs. Set your core by using the breath. I want you to take a full inhale, audible exhale. Push your rib cage to the floor, right? So I can feel things starting to happen. And right where my fingers are on the inside of my hip bones, I could feel some tension. So I'm actually feeling my lower abdominals engaged, and I'm continuing to pull my rib cage to the floor. So I want you to relax your arms by your sides, keep your hands on your body, and I want you to breathe. Now, even as I inhale, I'm continuing to try to keep this sensation of contraction so that I don't arch my back or my ribs pop off the ground. The breath is slightly constricted, but I could still feel the tension in the abs. This is essential for our entire flow. I guess if you can call it a flow. If at any point you're feeling fatigued or you need a break, which could happen, I want you to come back to this position and just focus on keeping the core set and keeping that heat and fire in the abdominals. Give it one more round of breath. Maybe take an audible exhale. Rib cage down. Let's explore some movement. I'm going to lift up my right arm and just slowly begin to drop it overhead. And I want you to notice as the arm drops, there's a tendency for the rib cage to want to pop, right? My goal is to continue to resist and pull the rib cage down. Arm comes up and back down to the body. I'm even going to keep my hands right there as I try the left side, right? No arching of the back. Arm comes overhead and up. Most of the things that we're doing are going to look very simple, especially if you're watching this and not following along. You may not think we're doing much of anything, but I promise you'll feel it by the end. Both arms come up, soft bend to the elbows, arms overhead. Let's see if we can take both and pay attention to what's happening in the rib cage, right? No arching or popping. I'm resisting. And we'll take a couple of these just to warm up the core, right? Making sure you feel comfortable with this position. You can breathe. You can keep the tension down and up, right? So I started this without my weights, of course. And then about, I would say 2 weeks in is when I added the weights, right? And I'm probably ready to add on again and put some on my feet. So I have a little more weight from the bottom. Arms overhead, breathe here. Continue to push the rib cage down. And arms come up. Breathe in. Exhale, rib cage down. One at a time, nice and slow. I want you to lift up one leg. Right? Make sure nothing has happened in that core. Lift the other. So now I have this little dead bug position. Breathe. Rib cage pulls down. right? So I'm feeling like I'm working a little bit harder to maintain this shape. Knees are slightly wider than torso, so my knees are actually tracking shoulders. Arms are very soft, I'm hugging a beach ball. Let's see if we can try that arm sequence again. I'm gonna try the right arm back, and then lift it back up, and the left arm. Beginners, I want you to continue to alternate, right? Those two sides, right? One and then the other. If you're feeling good, we're gonna go both without arching in the back, so rib cage pulls down and comes up. Right, again, we're gonna drop, rib cage down. I am going to give you a progression for my advance. You've been here with me for a couple weeks. As the arms drop, shoulders relaxed, head is relaxed. As the arms drop, I'm gonna let my knees drift out slightly while drawing the rib cage to the ground. And then I'm gonna bring it back up. So now I'm working a little bit more from that bottom end because my knees are dropping. My arms are dropping, rib cage down and up, right? So at no point in our sequence ever are we experiencing back pain, right? If you experience back pain, I'm gonna say that you most likely are doing it improperly. You're creating an arch in the back and you're losing that sensation of brace through the core. Scale back and work on breathing in that first position we took. Bring it up. And again, back. And up. Nice and slow, drop. And lift. Last time. Bring it back up. All right, and just one at a time, feet to the floor, no arching in the back. Hands come down to your body. Let's reset everything. Thumbs and peace fingers doing their job. Feeling the body doing work. Right, so feeling the lower abdominals tighten. I can feel them kind of tighten underneath my fingers. Rib cage pulling down. And breathe. Keeping it as the arms come up. And one at a time, knees. Lift. And lift. From here, I want you to try to bring your knees in a little closer and make a connection. So I'm gonna put my forearms on my knees and my forearms. Relax your feet, right? They might tense up here. So I want you to really relax your feet down by your hips. And now you're gonna do a little push. I want you to focus on pushing your knees into your arms into your knees. So it's a contract and release. Contract and release. Knees and arms push in and release. Again, contract, release. Counting down, 10, release, contract, 9, contract, squeeze, 8, relax, 7, relax. I like how it looks like I'm doing nothing at all. Squeeze in and release. In, 4, release, 3, release, 2, release. Last one, I want you to press in and I want you to keep the tension. I'm gonna keep pushing those knees into my hands and hold strong. We're gonna try to add a little bit of a rock. I won't say it's easy. It may not be. I'm gonna try tilting my body to one side. Now, once I tilt, if you've arched, chances are you're gonna lose your shape. So it's just a slight tilt from one side. Center over to the other, right? So notice I'm not really going that far. I'm just kind of teetering on one side. Let's try that again. Center and tilt, hold. center and tilt. Now, brand new to this practice, if you're shaking, if you're feeling fatigued, if you're struggling, I want you to continue to hold with your bind. I'm just gonna tilt and hold. Now, if you're feeling balanced and you want more of a progression, we're gonna do that little drop. I'm gonna drift out with my arm and leg to the left, and then bring it back up, right? So squeezing right, extending out with the left, nice and slow. So I don't want you to rush the movement. Dropping for 6, and lift, 5, and up, 4, drift out, no arching, push that rib cage down, 3, now I'm shaking, but that's my favorite feeling when I'm working that core. The last time, hold here. So if you're just balancing, that's fine. If you've got the extension with me, really squeeze and push the rib cage to the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back up and resume center. So just take a moment to notice your two sides. Feet are relaxed. Push into those knees with the arms, knees into arms, arms into knees. All right, so when I create that little pressure, I'm really able to create some strength in the core. Tilting to the other side, so I'm tilting left. Left knee continues to push and hold. Beginners, we stay here. Balancing and breathing, pushing the rib cage down. A little more intermediate or advanced, we drift out with the top arm and we bring it back up. Nice and slow. Just focus on downward action with the rib cage. Out and up. 4. Notice I'm moving nice and slow, nothing is rushed. I'm more focused on form than anything else. Twice more. And up. Last one. Extends out. Holding for 5. No arching in the back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and make that connection. Center. Breathe. I'm going to push in. Give me a static hold. Knees into arms as tightly as you can. Feet are relaxed. 8. I'm shaking. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and relax. Feet to the floor. Place your feet as wide as the mat. Just take this into a nice, easy windshield from side to side. Just let the work go. Nice cleansing breath in and out. And come back to center. Walk your feet in. Let's use our hands on our body. It'll help us, right? That tactile feel. Breathe in. Exhale, rib cage down. Tension in the core. Breathe. Arms are going to come up, right? So giving that nice soft, holding a beach ball. Drop overhead, either one at a time. We're going to either alternate or do them together. Continue to breathe and pull the rib cage down. Trying to let a little more heat build in the core. Give me one more breath. Arms up. Breathe in. Exhale down, pulse. 1, 2, lift it up. 1, 2, lift it up. 10, reach up, resist with the ribs. 9, and up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Give me your pulse. 1, 2, and lift. One at a time, lift one knee and then the other. So from here, what I want you to focus on, it's a very small movement. It will look like I'm probably not even moving at all. I want you to focus on lifting your knees to the ceiling. So breathe in, exhale, draw the navel down and push your knees up, right? So I'm going up with the knees, down with the navel, and then relax. So I'm going to contract up and relax. And I want you to notice, are you straining in the neck? Is the neck kind of tilting and the head tilting back here? I want you to remain really soft. Keep it in the core. Up and down. We're lifting for 10. Relax. 9. 8. Release. Squeeze up. And release. 5. 4. 3. Even my neck there wants to get a little tense. I'm kind of compensating. Give me one more, squeezing up and relaxing. All right, breathe. Exhale, rib cage down. Think of a little curl. I'm going to try to curl my knees towards my arms and then back. So it's so small. I'm going to try to tilt my pelvis, lifting and dropping. So it's almost like those little squeezes we did, only now we don't have resistance. I'm going to squeeze and lift and relax. Here's another place where the head's going to maybe tilt back and we're going to compensate. Nice neutral spine here, gaze is at the ceiling, shoulders are soft. Peel those hips off the ground and then bring it down. Nice and slow. We're lifting for 8 and down. Lifting 7, release. Lifting 6. I like how it looks like I'm doing barely anything at all. And my whole abdominal region is shaking. Lifting 5, down. 4, down. 3, peel those hips off the ground and soften. 2. And I want you to see if you can hold the last one. So think of curling that tailbone up, drawing the knees towards the shoulders. We're holding strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips down, create your circuit here. I'm gonna press into my arms with my knees. Relax your feet and hold, right? Keep that connection. See if you can find some shaking. This is our final movement. Hold strong. So I want you to think of perhaps maybe when you're driving in your car, you could focus on this breath work, exhaling, pulling the rib cage in. I notice that now I kind of do it automatically. One more breath. And release. All right. Extend your arms and legs in opposite directions. We made it. Stretch through the abdominals. Nice full breath. Exhale, pull your knees into the chest, roll your way up. So thank you for working with me on a little less conventional way to work our core. I find this super effective and I'm loving the results I'm getting in my body. Hopefully you felt it too, and of course if you did, give this one a little thumbs up. Hopefully I'll work with you soon on your mat, and of course until then, Namaste.